Page 22, Jingle Bells. Well, this piece is a bit of a challenge because you're moving around a bit, so we'll talk about it. I have a few fingering suggestions, but they're only suggestions. The fingering in the book is fine if that's what you want to do. Let's look it over. It's 3 pages long. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. Time signatures 4/4 time. And I see quarter notes, whole notes, half notes, dotted half notes, eighth notes. Everybody's here. Look out. I'm going to take it one hand at a time, make sure I know what each hand is doing. The right hand, you're starting here. And just follow their fingering because we're kind of crawling up the keyboard. Thumb again, and then fourth finger. You could use third finger, but fourth finger, and then the thumb. The idea is that in the second measure, once you're here on fourth finger, you're in position to finish the line. And then at the end of the line, during the rest, you come back down. Kind of in this position. Now in measure 10, if you don't want the thumb here, you can use second finger. I use second finger because I have larger hands and I like to stay out here. I don't want to be up in here anymore and I have to be. So I would do that. We could just reach up then for the next one. And then for measure 13, you got to lift up and come down. Yeah, that's fine. Now if you don't want to, this is going from measure 12 to 13. If you don't want to go from here to here, then we change the fingering and measure 11 and 12. We just change the fingering a little bit. Here, instead of, I'm going to go thumb, and then cross over and use 3 and 4, 3 and 5. That way my thumb's all ready to go. So I can do that. It's another way of fingering. It's more advanced fingering, which will come in handy later on in more advanced music. Doesn't hurt anything now if you can do it. However, you can do the fingering in the book too. Just come down. Okay. Measure 17. The fourth finger. And then they want it 1, 2. I don't like crossing over the thumb if I don't have to. And we don't have to. Because I can always on measure 19. Instead of a thumb, I just reach down the second finger. And thumb is there. I get them all in one hand position. That's fine. Now, for the up sharp, I use 2/5. You can use 1/5 if you don't mind being up in here. Then you got to use thumb again. I use 2/5, and that way I'm ready to go on. Thumb. Here. Measure 25, you're here. And the third finger. Okay. Then measure 29, we're here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're just getting fancy is all. And then measure 33, they want 5th. Could use 4th there, but 5th is okay. And I do 3 immediately on measure 34. I do, rather than 4, I do 3 immediately because I'm there. However, you can do 4 if you want, and then 3. You could use 4 on all of them if you wanted to. Just reach up. There are different ways of fingering it. Pick one. And during the rest, on measure 36, you come back down. Okay. Left hand, where you're here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, goody. 1, 2. Okay. Measure 12 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You got a lot of tied notes in there. On measure 20, you have rest. You got time to come down here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. C sharp. They give you a natural sign there in the last measure of the page. You don't need it. It's a C natural anyway. But it doesn't hurt being there. It's clear because you just had a C sharp. They may think you made a mistake or something. Put in the natural, it's fine. Measure 40 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. And both of those C's are sharp now, remember, because it's good for the rest of the measure. So it's, and then the last note has an AV8 under it, you just come down. If you have a short keyboard, you don't have it, play the lowest G you have, it's close enough. So once I have an idea what the hands are doing, then I try and put them together. And I might hesitate, I don't care, it's fine. That's here, and then here, and then here. 1, 2, 3, rest. And during the rest, the right hand comes down. 2, 1, 2, and 3, and. 1. The idea? So I go through the whole thing and slowly put the hands together and then go back over it slowly a few times, and get rid of the hesitations. And up until this point, I've connected everything except for the rests. So now I have the articulation with the phrasing and staccatos. And the left hand, if they don't give you anything, connect them. This is connected. The staccato, bump, 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 on the here. So it's connect. Go through and I add in all the staccatos and slurs. And if their hesitations come back, get rid of them. Don't let a hesitation stick around. They get to be a nuisance. Then I add the dynamics. MP at the beginning is mezzo piano. This is going to be the right hand here. The left hand, well, you can play them both about the same. It's sort of soft. And then measure 5, come up to mezzo forte, sort of loud, that's the melody. This left hand needs to be soft, light, so you're sort of heavy and light. And you're staying there until measure 20. And the half note, you come up to loud. And this can be the right hand. This, just keep it in the background. You're staying loud until measure 37. You go back down to moderately loud. And then at the end, the measure 40, you're sort of loud. Now it's sort of soft. And it ends soft. Well, it ends sort of soft. Whatever you think that is. Then the speed. Find the hardest part. Usually these repeated notes. How fast can you play those accurately? What I typically do, rather than using the same finger in all of them, is I use 2 different fingers. I can measure 6. I would do a 1, 2, 1. It takes a little bit of practice, but it comes in handy in a lot of pieces, because I can stay relaxed if I'm using 2 different fingers. Then 1 finger. Get tense. So I use a 1, 2, 1. And then I'll measure 26 on those. Here. There I would use a 3, 1, 3. Because I can stay relaxed. So there I have a 3, 1, 3. But you can use 3 on both, all of them. It's up to you. So your speed is going to be slowed down a little bit because of those. page turn to deal with. So we got to figure out how to do that, because the idea is the song should go all the way through with no hesitations. The beat needs to be a steady beat. We don't mess up the beat because of a page turn. No. I've heard people perform and do that. Don't. We got to figure out a way to get the page turned without messing up the beat. We have choices, different ways of handling it. The first choice always is simply memorize the piece, because if you have it memorized, you don't have to worry about it. Or at least memorize page 24. If you can at least memorize that much of it, you still don't have to worry about it. If you're not going to memorize it or can't, whatever, then see if there's somebody there who'll turn the page for you. Then you don't have to deal with it. If you have to turn the page yourself, then we have to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? Ideally, we don't want to leave out any notes. So you would wait until one hand has rest or something, isn't doing anything, and you would turn the page then with that hand while the other hand is playing. You might have to memorize a few measures. That's fine. Most people can handle that. But the idea is then you're not leaving out any notes. If both hands are busy all the time, like here they're both busy, then we have no choice but to leave out notes. That's always the last resort. The question is how many notes and what notes? Well, you can't leave out melody notes. Those have to be there. So this right hand has to be there, which means you're going to have to use the left hand to turn the page. The question is where? Well, if you can memorize the first couple measures of page 24 here, this part, then you can use that time to turn the page in the left hand. You play the first note in the left hand, and then as you're doing that, turn the page right quick, and then get back in as quickly as you can. So you're turning the page at the top of page 24. You're playing the first note in the left hand, and then after that, you just turn to the page. And then hopefully by the third measure you have it turned, you can get back in. There's my suggestion on this one. We practice page turns in piano when we need to, because that becomes part of the performance, especially if you're accompanying somebody or in a group and you have to turn pages. Practice the page turns to make sure you can get them in okay without messing up the beat. Now, once you have this learned, at least slowly, let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. Not doing louds and softs. I'll do the staccatos and stuff, but not louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. And I cannot do the page turn. So we're going to do pages 22 and 23, and then we're going to stop. I'm going to give us another 4 counts to count us in again, and then we'll do page 24 and finish it. So I'll give us 4 counts to start with. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1 and 2, 3 and. Rest. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, rest, rest.